Okay, so get this, Xiaomi, the company, that makes like smartphones and even smart rice cookers. They just kind of like shook
Right.
up the electric vehicle market in a big way.
Yeah.
Their first ever car, the SU7 sedan, actually outsold the Tesla Model 3 last month in China.
It's pretty wild, right? Like, Xiaomi is a newcomer to the car industry.
Rightly.
Going up against a behemoth like Tesla, it makes you wonder, how did they do it?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to try to unpack today, right?
Let's dive in.
We've got financial reports and a bunch of analysis articles to help guide us. And we're going to figure out how they did it, what this means for, the EV market, and maybe even take away a couple insights that, we can apply to our own worlds, whatever those may be.
Yeah, so if we start with the numbers, in July 2024, Xiaomi sold over 13,000 SU7s.
Wow.
While Tesla sold just under 10,000 Model 3s in China. And this is significant because we're talking about the 200,000 plus yuan segment, a price point where Tesla has, typically dominated.
Right, it's a real David and Goliath story here.
Yeah.
But in this case, David came with some serious tech and marketing power, And one of the strategies that really jumps out at me is, their blockbuster approach. They focused their energy on making the SU7 like the best it could be.
Yeah, it's similar to what, Apple did back in the day, meticulously crafting like one standout product at a time, right? Instead of spreading themselves thin with multiple models, Xiaomi went all in on the SU7 and made it a true, flagship.
Yeah, and it seems like they really knocked it out of the park with the design, right?
Yeah.
It's got this really sleek, almost futuristic look. I've even seen some people comparing it to the Porsche Taycan.
Yeah.
Especially with that dynamic rear, the circular lights, even the those kind of cool plum blossom shaped wheels.
There's definitely an emphasis on aesthetics and personalization with this car. Xiaomi gets that today's car buyers, particularly in that 25 to 35 age range, want a car that's, looks great and makes a statement.
For sure.
But it's not just about the looks either. The SU7 is getting a ton of praise for its driving experience as well.
Oh, nice.
Super smooth ride, excellent shock absorption.
Okay, so now let's talk tech, all right? Because I'm getting really pumped about some of the stuff they packed into this car.
Yeah.
The SU7 has a heads-up display, a HUD, that goes way beyond just showing you your speed. It actually projects the names of the streets right onto your windshield.
Whoa.
You don't even have to, take your eyes off the road.
That's incredible.
And then it goes, even further. It's got a 3D real-time traffic system that can, get this, recognize traffic lights.
That's wild.
It's like having a co-pilot in the car that can predict traffic and help you, get around more efficiently.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk performance.
Yeah.
The SU7 has these supermotor V6s, and the benchmarks are really impressive.
Yeah, they're seeing numbers that are even beating the Tesla Model S Plaid and the Porsche Taycan Turbo in key areas like, max rotation speed, peak torque, power density.
Wow.
They even incorporated silicon carbide chips throughout the car.
Silicon carbide chips.
Yeah.
Can you unpack that a little bit? Why is that so important?
So these chips are incredibly efficient.
Right.
They can handle higher voltages and temperatures, which means less energy loss, faster charging times, and basically just better overall performance for the SU7.
Gotcha.
And speaking of charging, Xiaomi implemented an 800-volt architecture. It almost hits 900 volts, actually.
900 volts.
Yeah.
That's got to be a huge advantage, right?
It is, yeah. Compared to, Tesla's 400-volt platform, the SU7 can charge way faster, which is a big deal for, EV buyers who worry about range.
For sure.
Yeah, range anxiety is a real thing.
Yeah.
So that's a big selling point for them for sure. But there's another aspect to Xiaomi's success that I think we got to talk about. It's their savvy use of brand personality and influencer marketing,
We talked about Lei Jun, right? Xiaomi's founder.
Yeah, exactly. He's practically a tech celebrity in China. He's got a massive following, and his endorsement carries a ton of weight, especially with that younger, tech-savvy demographic that Xiaomi's, going after.
Right, and it's interesting because Tesla has Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Right. But their marketing just feels so different.
Yeah.
With Tesla, it's more about the tech itself.
Yeah.
Whereas Xiaomi, they're really tapping into that personal connection. You know what I mean?
Totally. And it's working. The typical SU7 buyer is somewhere between 25 and 35 years old.
Okay.
Mostly male. And they're drawn to both the Xiaomi brand and Jun's influence, you know?
Right.
There's even been an uptick in female buyers, which is kind of surprising.
Interesting.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that has something to do with the SU7's design. You know, it's a really good-looking car.
It is. It is. So we've got the tech, the performance, the design, we've got the brand power, but there's one more piece of the puzzle that I think is super crucial here.
Yeah, what's that?
And that's Xiaomi's ecosystem.
Right. Right. That's a major differentiator for them. You know, they've got this huge ecosystem of products.
Right.
Smartphones, tablets, smart home devices, you name it. And now they're integrating the SU7 into all of it.
Seamlessly, it seems like.
Yeah, seamlessly.
Which is pretty awesome if you think about it. Like, you know, being able to control stuff in your car from your phone.
Yeah.
Transfer information, even connect your house to your car. It's like having your entire digital life,
Yeah.
you know,
Right there.
at your fingertips, whether you're at home or on the road.
And that's where I think they have a real leg up on Tesla.
Okay.
You know, Tesla's ecosystem is pretty closed off. Features like application screen projection, being able to, you know, transfer data between devices, vehicle home interconnection. Those are areas where Xiaomi's like a step ahead, you know?
Yeah, and what I also think is cool is that they haven't forgotten about Apple users.
Mm-hmm.
Like the SU7 has wireless CarPlay, and you can even extend your iPad display to the back seats.
That's smart.
Yeah.
It really broadens their appeal, and it shows that they're, you know, in tune with what their target market actually wants and, you know, what they use.
Totally.
You're not forcing you into using their stuff, you know. You can bring your Apple devices with you, no problem.
Right. So we've established that Xiaomi has done a lot of things right.
Yeah.
But the question is, can they keep this up? Right.
Yeah.
Can they keep this momentum going?
That's the million-dollar question, right? This is their first time, you know, stepping into the car world. They
Yeah.
made a big splash, but can they keep innovating like this? Can they maintain this level of excitement, you know, long term?
That's the thing. Like, the EV market is incredibly competitive.
Oh, it is.
And Tesla's not just going to sit back and watch this happen.
No.
Plus, you've got all these established car makers like, you know, Volkswagen, Toyota. They're all ramping up their EV game, too.
Right. So, I mean, Xiaomi has definitely shaken things up.
They have.
Their success with the SU7 shows that they get, you know, they get the Chinese market.
Yeah.
And maybe more importantly, they get what people want in an electric
That's
car today, you know?
It's like this really smart combination of cutting-edge tech,
Yeah.
sleek design, a really strong brand identity,
Mm-hmm.
and an ecosystem that actually, like, works seamlessly with people's lives.
Right. And they've managed to do all that at a price that can compete with Tesla, which is, you know, pretty compelling.
It is.
Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens over the, you know, the next few months, next few years. How does the market react to this?
All right, so we've explored, you know, the hows and the whys of Xiaomi's success with this SU7.
Yeah.
They've really, like, I don't know, they flipped the script on what we thought we knew about this whole EV market.
It's a classic, like, disruption story, you know?
Right.
They came into a market, you know, completely dominated by a major player, and instead of playing by the rules, they just kind of, like, rewrote them.
Yeah, they said, forget that, we're doing it our own way.
Exactly.
So it makes you think, you know, what's the big takeaway here? Like, what can we actually learn from this, even if we're not, you know, car manufacturers or anything like that?
I think one of the, like, biggest lessons here is just how important the whole user experience is.
Right.
You know, Xiaomi didn't just build a car, they built an experience, you know? Like a whole ecosystem that integrates into people's digital lives.
Right.
They get that for, you know, people today, a car is more than just a way to get around. It's like an extension of their tech.
Their whole world, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they also totally understood the whole, like, brand personality thing.
Right.
You know, how to leverage that. Legion's influence is huge, and they've used it so well to create this, like, connection and aspiration around the SU7.
Yeah, that personal touch.
Yeah, and we can't forget their focus, you know.
Yeah.
They went all in on one model.
Mm.
And it really worked. They created something that, you know, really stands out, which is hard in such a crowded market.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a bold move, and it paid off. But the question is, you know, can they keep this up? Is this sustainable long term?
Right.
Or was this just a, you know, a one-hit wonder?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only time will tell, right?
Yeah.
The EV landscape is constantly changing.
It is.
So Xiaomi's got to, you know, stay agile, stay innovative, keep pushing if they want to stay ahead of the game.
For sure. But I mean, what they did with this SU7 is pretty amazing.
It is, yeah.
They challenged the status quo. They pushed the boundaries. Like, they gave us all a glimpse into the future, really, you know?
Yeah, and brings up like all these other questions too, right?
That's
Like,
right.
how's Tesla going to respond to this?
Right.
Are other tech giants going to follow suit and jump into the EV market? You know?
It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it is.
But maybe the most important question is, what does all this mean for us, the consumers?
Well, I think more competition is a good thing overall.
Okay.
It means more innovation, better products,
Right.
and hopefully, more affordable electric cars for everyone.
I mean, it's definitely a really exciting time to be following this whole EV revolution,
Well, it
right?
is, yeah.
Xiaomi has, they've laid down the challenge,
Yeah.
and this whole race to electrify the world just got a lot more
Yeah,
interesting.
you did.
So on that note, we're going to leave you with something to think about. As electric vehicles become more, commonplace,
Mm-hmm.
what are the features, the innovations that would make you, consider making that switch from a gas-powered car?
Yeah, good question.
Think about it. And maybe we'll dive into some of those ideas in a future deep dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us.